a common issue with this, we'll put a video somewhere, is, ooh, thank you. The, Photo Adventures is on the road.
We almost started this without microphones. That would have been silly. It would have been a silent movie.
Hey, I took a page out of your book and wore a polo shirt so you can stick the mic.
I wasn't expecting to be on camera. That's why I wore something that was kind of, because it's really hot today.
It's crazy hot.
Yes, have you ever watched MASH?
Yeah.
My favorite scene in MASH is when Captain Hawkeye Pierce is talking to Major Winchester and he says, "It's 120 degrees in the shade, why aren't you sweating?" And Major Winchester goes,
The
third says, "First of all, I'm a Winchester, and Winchesters don't sweat, they perspire. Secondarily, Winchesters don't perspire." So I dressed accordingly so that I would not perspire. However, that was not successful. So why are we here?
Well, man, we're trying to beat this rainstorm again.
How come it is every time we're recording something we have to beat the rainstorm? Well, let's stop dilly-dallying around and tell me what it is we're doing here.
Welcome back to Moto Photo Adventures, everybody. We have a great episode for you today because it is long overdue, and I'm talking 60,000 miles overdue.
And how many years?
10 years.
You've owned a bike for 10 years?
I've owned it for 8.
But we've been doing YouTube for 3, and you still haven't told everybody what and why and how and everything. You've gone, now during some of our Trans-America trails and things like that, we've done little specifics on how you pack your bag and stuff, but you've never done a full, total
motorcycle review,
diagnosis and identification.
And if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is my good friend Trinity. Trinity has taken me all over the country. And other countries.
At least one. Hopefully we'll do it again.
Yeah. This is my 2013 original year. That's the first year they came out with the CB500X.
Did not know that.
And I bought it used with 2,000 miles on it from a guy who rode it to Sunday school and back, once a month.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. It's an adventure bike. It's meant to be ridden.
Why was he only going to Sunday school once a month?
Well, I don't want to knock anybody, but he said he was scared. He bought a motorcycle thinking it would be cool.
You know, that happens more often than you'd realize.
Yeah.
I heard a story just the other day of a guy who bought a bike, dropped it in the driveway, and his wife wouldn't ever let him ride it again, so he sold it.
Uh-huh.
It happens all the time.
I guess it happens, except this was a young single guy. He just said he got on the freeway and he was like, ooh.
Well, if you go right on the freeway on your first ride anyway, you're probably going to go, ooh. So what did come with the bike when you had it? When you bought it?
Basically stock. I mean,
no bars,
no nothing.
No
it was
racks.
No nothing. It was just original stock bike. He had done nothing except ridden it back, and had the original tires on it.
What's the first thing you did?
So, first thing I did, safety first, in my opinion. So I'll tell you all about the accessories, and I basically just want to run you through this CB500X and all the great add-ons that I've added to it that have made it much more useful. Yeah, you've seen it crash a few times, so it's held up great. This Honda CB500X is an amazing motorcycle. I highly recommend it, especially if you're a new rider. It's low seat height. You can, us vertically challenged people can put our feet on the ground.
Even with this teeny tiny tire.
And it's 500cc motorcycle engine that's just enough power to have a lot of fun, but not enough to get you in trouble.
Especially for a first bike, I suppose. But this isn't your first bike.
Oh, no.
No.
But yeah, it's an incredibly reliable machine. So I'm nearing 60,000 miles on this thing. Never had a hiccup. Now, I've done a few maintenance things. And I did get stranded that one time in Utah when you guys had to push start me. It is. Woo! I had all my stuff charging and I left everything charging, and the battery died while we went to do a hike. So it's nothing against the bike, but yeah, I replaced the water pump, and that's a common issue with this motorcycle. Not common, but it's something to consider. Other than that, it is extremely reliable, super amazing motorcycle.
You also changed the sprocket to give yourself a bit more lower revs at higher speeds.
Yep.
Yes,
That's one of the upgrades. We'll get into that. Hold your horses.
No, I'm just thinking, I'm saying things out loud. Hey, listen, I've got no filter. I edit out the filter later.
Let's back up. You said, what is the first thing I changed?
What is the first thing you changed after you bought the bike?
Safety first. Safety first.
Yep.
So the original model of this motorcycle came with a halogen headlamp. It was horrible. So even though I don't like riding it at night, you sometimes have to. So I swapped that out for a super bright LED front light, and I got 2 super bright LED fog lights. So
was it a plug and play?
No, I had to put a little wiring harness in there, but it was pretty easy to do. And literally the place I got it was superbrightleds.com.
Well, that's easy to remember.
Yep. In addition to that, again, following the safety, the third thing that I changed was the rear brake light. Super Bright LEDs had, I think they're actually not in stock, or they don't have them anymore, but there's a bulb with a circuit built into it, a red bulb for your brake light that you can plug in, and it has a circuitry in it to where every time you press your brakes, it flashes 3 or 4 times before it goes solid. So that just kind of warns everybody, hey, I'm braking.
I just thought your brake light had a stutter.
That's the thumbnail for the video right there.
There it is.
Brake light with a stutter.
Nice.
So safety, when you're on a motorcycle, you want to be seen, right?
Oh, yes.
That's the worst part. Car drivers are going by and they don't see you.
All right, so bright lights on both ends.
And safety, horn.
Oh, that's right. You did get the train horn.
Why in the world did they put little meep meep horns on a motorcycle?
Maybe because the bikes are generally internal traffic, and the frequency, and I don't know, I'm making shit up.
My opinion, a motorcycle should have a loud horn directly from the manufacturer.
It's because it's cheaper to make a smaller diameter horn?
That's it.
Yes.
Hey, we put this little thing on our Vespa scooter. Let's put it on our,
Now, if you want to think about it for just a second, though, my hypothesis might be a good idea.
What's that?
You find a frequency in town traffic that the horn can penetrate through, and design one that blasts that
loud.
noise. They probably already have it. I'm a genius 2 minutes too late, but here we are.
I did upgrade to the dual tone PIAA horns.
That's another stutter.
This thing sounds a lot like 1970s Cadillac.
It is. It's nice. I like it.
In fact,
hit it.
Should we hit it? Let you guys experience this thing.
There it is. Yes.
Sorry.
Ford LTD right behind you.
What evil force drives the car?
Yeah, so people get their attention when you honk the horn on this thing.
I like it. All right, what was next?
Luggage.
Luggage.
Gotta have some good luggage when you're doing an adventure.
But you started with the hard bags.
Yep. So the rack, I've got GV racks, GV top case, other way around. Slide into the slot.
Well, I wasn't going to put it up there for permanent, but okay, I like it.
Quick release, takes off, ready to go.
Yep.
Fantastic for carrying valuables like camera gear, like we carry all the time.
Yep. And then of course the side cases do the same thing. These pop off and those pop off.
Absolutely. So those are the GV Outback Trekker cases. And this is the GV Outback Trekker top box.
And of course you added that.
Added the little fuel canister, but the cool part is, well, I guess I can show you real quick, maybe from that side. Let's see.
Nice.
So that will sneak on there. However, I have to put 4 little bolts. There's 4 little mounting bolts that go on here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And once you have those in place, you just slide that on and clicks in place just like this one did. But I found this giant loop quick release plate. These are the Nelson Rig Hurricane bags, and they're wonderful bags. Nelson Rig sent for us to test out.
Check out that video.
They're amazing. But you would have to strap them on, and every time we went for a off-road trip and I wanted to put my soft bags
it's an hour.
It's an hour to take everything, strap and everything.
Yep.
So I just strapped it to this quick release piece from Giant Loop, and it fits like a dream.
Well, it is rack specific. Yes, it has to be round bar.
Yeah, it's a round bar rack.
You want to know how I know that?
How's that?
I don't have round
Yo,
bar.
you have the...
I have the flat stuff from
ones.
GV.
Yes.
Yeah, it came with the bike and I haven't replaced it. We're going to have to deal with it until I get a new
those.
bike one
But I
day when
really
I win
like
the lottery and my wife lets me.
But I really like the setup because it literally 5 minutes I can change from hard bags to
Yes.
soft bags. If we're doing a road trip like we did the Sunburn Circuit last year, I like the hard bags. They're so easy. You know, you just unlatch them and they're secure. But if we're doing an off-road trip like the Trans-America Trail, well, you saw what happened in the first episode, the first segment of our Trans-America Trail.
I had hard bags, you had hard bags. Mine popped open and you fell over on yours. So it's always better to have the soft bags on. In fact,
if you're going off-road.
I basically leave the soft bags on there.
Right.
If on the bike all the time, unless I want to go skinny.
Right.
Yeah.
But you have the you have a hard bag for your gear as well. So even with the soft bags
I have that option, yes.
You have a place to keep your gear protected.
If I wanted to, sure.
If you want it, yeah.
And that's that was basically the idea of yours, to give you every available option for whatever adventure you are on that time.
Absolutely.
Cool.
We do all kinds of adventures.
All right, so we got safety.
Yeah.
Oh, we still got another luggage.
We still got luggage.
Have you gone through more than one of these?
I've gone through 3 different tank bags. Yep, this is my favorite tank bag from Nelson Rig. Love it to death. It's their commuter sport.
Right.
Yeah.
The only
We did a review on this on the Trans-America Trail in Arizona, I think, somewhere around episode 28. I don't know. But yeah, so
the only downside to this one is it's not waterproof. Speaking of a which,
God,
he's about to rain on your tank bag.
What do you not like about this tank bag?
But it's not waterproof.
It's not waterproof.
I mean, you do have the little umbrella gizmo, the rain jacket, but just like normal. You got it mounted backwards right now.
I do have it mounted backwards right now.
It's probably for a reason.
Not waterproof, but it comes with a great little bag. You just pull over, put that on it. I don't have a problem with that.
I got to where when I didn't have the Nelson Rig Hurricane tank bag and I had one similar to this, I got to just, on our trips, I would just leave the thing on there. Leave the rain on there because I wasn't getting in there every time while we're riding or anything. So
I do love it though for carrying my little Mavic Mini and our GoPros, anything that we need to stop and grab while we're recording
charging
our episodes.
things. Yeah. All right, is that all the luggage?
No.
Well, you got 2 more pieces up there.
I got 2 more.
Jeez, you just keep adding it. You like accessorizing to the max, Hilton. We ain't even got past the second point of the bullet.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
So these are the GV crash bar bags. Love them to pieces. You have a different brand.
I had Sedici.
Sedici, yeah.
They broke.
And then,
And then I got the Nelson Rigs.
Well, looked at the price, they broke. Yeah. They were about half the price of
Nelsons are basically the same price.
But they're great, huh?
But they're great. The belt, so the buckle broke on the Sedici.
Okay, gotcha. You strapped
I hulked it.
Yeah.
I went ka-chink. Yeah, I did.
Nelson Rig,
but
man.
Still, I shouldn't be able to do that. Look at me.
But they make pretty good stuff for the price.
Sedici?
No, Nelson Rig.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you're...
No. Yes, Nelson Rig actually makes... All right, so it's...
Value for money, it's pretty impressive.
Yes, they are both great quality. But I've said, that broke on me. Nelson hasn't. That's all. I mean, if you got to judge it by something, just go with your experience.
You're just giving the facts.
That's all there is.
Yeah.
I mean, it may turn around the other way. So
they're awesome. I love these because you can carry stuff in these bags that if you decide you want to go slim, like you talked about before, you're just going to go for a trail ride, you're not going on a trip. At least you still have like your waterproof jacket or whatever, in one of these bags.
What do you carry on a normal basis up there? I have flipped it around a bunch of times.
Me too, but right now, I haven't found a reason not to, but I carry my bike cover in here. So when we stop for at a hotel or something on a trip, pull it out, cover the bike.
I just switched to that.
Okay. And then on this side, I keep my heated gear, even though it's freaking hot right now. If we decide to go ride up to Blue Ridge Mountains, it can get chilly. You just never know.
So I do at this particular moment in the summer. I'm doing bike cover and rain gear.
Okay.
I'm not even taking any cold gear because it's hot.
Right.
So when it's time to redo that, I might do the same thing as you: is cold bike and then rain gear someplace else.
Where do I put my rain gear?
Wait a minute! I've got it!
At the North Pole.
I have an answer for you, my friend. Same thing. If I decide I want to take my luggage off and just ride freeze a bird.
Yeah.
I have my little tool tubes.
Oh, that's right.
Remember
That's right.
those?
I have one only on one side.
Yeah, I have one on each side.
My rain gear doesn't fit in the tool tube very easily. We have the same fly, so do you put the pants in one and the jacket in the other?
My pants go in the small
okay.
one, my jacket, and my tire irons. I put my tire irons in the middle of the jacket and roll my tire irons into it. So I've got 2 tool tubes, one on each side, large on this side, small on this side because the exhaust is on that side.
Okay, yeah, I didn't notice that. See,
Yeah.
I do have one, and it's on the opposite side of my muffler, but it does have my tools in it, but it has a few extra little things like tape and, you know, a couple little accoutrement things. But because I put my major toolkit someplace else.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
While we've got this exposed, right, I do want to show the exhaust. That muffler is probably the best $100 I ever spent.
What is it?
It's an Akrapovic fake.
Oh,
knockoff.
where did you get it?
eBay.
eBay.
Yeah, but the cool part is I saved 8 pounds. If you're familiar with this motorcycle, you've seen that humongous can that it comes with.
Yes.
And it's extremely heavy.
A lot of people do that
But
first,
I put this Akrapovic knockoff on, and it's been fantastic. I mean, I put it on, I don't know, at about 10,000 miles, and it's been with me ever since.
Nice.
Love it to death.
And it sounds good
It has
for
a
you.
really nice gurgly sound to it.
What did it have before? A little putty sound?
Yeah, it sounded like a Singer sewing machine. You remember those? Yeah.
Okay,
very
we
cool.
made it through the luggage yet.
Oh, we're through the luggage. We're through the luggage. But you know, while we're talking about luggage, not to cut you off.
No.
You know, things like luggage racks go synonymous with engine guards and things like that.
That's right. Okay,
So,
natural progression of
natural
conversation.
progression.
Sure.
These are the GV
Yeah.
engine guards. Phenomenal. It's my second set
Why are they phenomenal if it's your second set?
because the first set was defective.
How? What was wrong with it?
I bought the first set and it created a buzz. Now you've probably seen this on the internet.
Oh.
People get on the internet and they go, oh, these GV bars are horrible. They create a buzz at about 5,500 RPM. They're terrible. Well, number one, 90% of the time, it's because of how you torqued it down. You have to install it very precisely and torque it down in the pattern that it says in the instructions. But number two, manufacturers aren't perfect.
Where did you find the buzz?
About 5,500 RPM.
No, not when. Who's on first? Where on the bike was the buzz?
Everywhere. The whole bike.
So, because I had the same, a similar experience after I bought mine, 2011 GV crash bars, I also had a buzz.
Oh.
I found it was the connector piece in front of the radiator.
Yeah, that
I
can
just
be a
took the
problem.
spacer out, torqued it down, no more buzzes.
No more buzz.
Yeah, but
you go.
I have since gotten rid of the GVs. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I simply called the GV reps here in the United States. They're up in Charlotte. They're not that far away. And I said, hey, man, I'm driving to Horizons Unlimited. I love Horizons Unlimited. Check out our videos about going to that rally. And I'm going to basically be passing you on the way up there. If I bring my tools, can I give you the old ones? You give me the new ones. I'll change them right there in the parking lot. And you take back your old ones under warranty. And they said, sure.
well, I got to go with Outback Motortek for my second
Oh,
set.
they make great stuff too.
But no rattles.
No rattles. Yeah,
No rattles.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah, I love their test videos.
Yes.
Outback Motortek makes good stuff.
Cool.
Along with engine protection, we got to talk about the crash, the skid plate.
Skid plate,
Or what else do people call that?
bash plate.
Bash plate. There's all kinds of words for this. But yeah, that's made by Moto. And I don't know that they make them anymore. I haven't been able to find them. But early on, SW Motek made a bash plate for it. Of course, Honda makes one that was overpriced. But
Does GV make one?
I'm not sure.
I didn't know if you wanted to go all matchy-matchy.
I just love
Some
the
people
look
like
of the
that. I like it.
black one. The SW Motek, I just didn't like the looks of it. And this Moto one was fantastic, and it was a great price.
Right.
And I'm very, very, very happy with it.
Cool.
I did get the SW Motek center stand. So here's the center stand. I think those are fantastic upgrades to an adventure bike. It does add a little bit of weight.
Yes, but you traded it for the muffler.
You traded it for the muffler. But the cool part is, you know, when you're got a flat or, you know, you have to do some maintenance on your chain, it's just super easy to pop your bike up and do your stuff.
Yes.
This windscreen is one of my favorite additions to this bike. Yeah, GV makes a fantastic windscreen. In fact, you saw in the Transamerica Trail episode in Nevada, I completely shattered mine.
Yep. Good job. Oh, your windshield's completely gone.
First thing I ordered when we got back was another exact same windscreen. Now that one's gotten a little bit kind of, you know, old and scratched up as well. So our good friend Lonnie Pruitt, follower of the channel, he happened to have an extra when he ordered the wrong one because his bike's a 2021 or 2023 or something like that, and it didn't fit. So he was so kind, he said, hey man, you want this one? So,
bonus.
Wasn't that nice?
Yes, indeed.
We love our followers and our fans and our viewers. You guys are fantastic. But
Hit that subscribe button if you're not, by the way.
highly, highly recommend this GV windscreen. Other additions, oh my gosh, we could just go on forever.
Just start hitting them.
I'll just start hitting them from the front.
Oh, what?
Garmin. Garmin, we got the Garmin Zumo GPS wired into a switched section. There's an options plug behind the fairing here that gives you switched power. So it's wired directly. When you turn the key on, it pops on. Seamless, works great. I do have a RAM mount for my phone. Love that little guy.
I will say, you said you weren't a GV fanboy. I'm a RAM fanboy.
I'm a RAM fanboy
Except
too.
for that.
Except for that. But I like mine.
Fine.
Yeah.
And not everybody to their own. I just don't like it because it's weird.
We basically consider our motorcycles traveling film studios, right? Can you guess off the top of your head how many camera angle mounts do you think I have on this
without looking? One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. I'd say between 7 and 9.
See, you edit the video, so you get to see the
That's
perspectives.
Right. But it's also, it's kind of like I have it on my bike too, so I know where I would want to put them, and it's basically 4 corners and a couple extras.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, all said and done, I can end up with like 11 or 12.
So I do front right, front left, back right, tail gunner. Over the you have yours on the right hand side. I have mine on the left hand side, but you also have a ball mount on the left hand side, so that's 2. Then you have another one down on the bottom of the crash bar, so it's a double-sided one down there.
Double-sided over here.
And so what I did with mine on the bottom side right there is I made it a clamp, so I could move it to anywhere. So how many do I have?
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
Yeah, but so all of these mounts are courtesy of RAM.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm a ball mount
RAM
fan
mount.
because of the ability to move it anywhere you want to, and you just pull it out, you loosen it, pull it, stick it someplace else. So it's super simple. Unlike the GoPro mounts where you have to slide it in and it's 3M sticky, and if it gets hot it comes off. This is clamps and ball mounts and friction and the whole thing.
Put it to the new spot. We love our RAM mounts.
I hear rain. It's raining.
Got a mount up here.
It's raining.
What do you
They're not weatherproof. The cameras aren't weatherproof and it's starting to rain.
Chop. Looks to me like Trinity got a little shower.
Shit. We had to pause there for a little rain delay.
Rain delay. But you guys had no idea we stood around for 15 minutes, but we're back on.
Just like that.
All right, we just finished telling you about all the GoPro mounts, so just a couple more little amazing things, but again, we have this really, the most important one is at the end, so stick around. Next on our list is the SW Motortek Adventure Pegs. Absolutely love those adventure pegs.
Got a video on that one too?
Yeah, we got a video on mounting those to your bike. They lower the pegs by about 1 inch.
If you want.
So that's a good thing for me for standing up. And in addition to the foot pegs, we do have bar risers. So again, this bike is really kind of more designed for seated riding. You know, it's more like a commuter bike or road bike that could go off-road. But with modifications like the adventure pegs and the raised handlebars, it's a much nicer standing position for when you're off-road.
And we have a video teaching how to put those on as well.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Going back to being a road bike, I do have the Atlas throttle lock on here. Thanks, Atlas. You guys are awesome. We really love those.
Guess what?
What?
We have a video on how to install that too.
You getting the point, you guys? These are fantastic. If you have a motorcycle that does not have a cruise control, you just click right in place. Let go. Love those. I do have remote controls for all my GoPros. So again, you got GoPros on all these little mounts, and then instead of having to reach way back behind you and, you know, start a GoPro, you just press it right here with the thumb from whichever side of the handlebar you're on.
Now that is rider specific. Not everybody's going to need 2 GoPro remotes on their motorcycle.
Right.
So.
And in addition to the 2 GoPro mounts, I do have the Sena RC4 to start and stop my Sena camera.
How often do you use that for real?
When we're on a trip, I use it all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And when I'm not on a trip, I hardly ever touch it.
What GoPro remotes are these? Because I find that the GoPro remote has difficulties.
Well, this is the GoPro. This is called the remote.
Okay,
So
but
this
it
is-
is a GoPro product?
It is a GoPro product,
Okay.
but it's the new one, and I
I see.
highly recommend it. It uses a different method of connecting to
Okay.
the camera, so the battery lasts forever. I could go all day.
I might have to do
Yeah.
that because the other one frustrates the mess out of me.
No. Yeah, the old GoPro remote is, the old one actually can connect to more cameras in theory, but the connection is fiddly.
Yes,
And
I
I know-
find that all the time.
And I know you hate fiddly.
I hate fiddly. I'm gonna get t-shirts. I hate fiddly. Would you buy a t-shirt that said I hate fiddly on the back with a Moto? Yeah, it's gonna happen, yeah.
That should be a good segue. Check out our store. We do have some really cool shirts.
Visit our t-shirt shop and become a mofo, a Moto Photo Fan Club t-shirt owner. I am a mofo.
And while we're up here in the handlebars, Bark Busters are a must-have.
Yes.
Love those.
Because if you don't have bark busters, you have knuckle busters.
That's true.
Yes.
And we like our knuckles.
We do.
Yes, we do. And you'll see plenty of crashes on our channel. We are not the best motorcycle riders by any means. We don't boast about being,
No.
anything. We're just guys out having fun, and so we do dump our
I
bikes.
actually boast about how much I've done despite me being a bad motorcycle rider.
Right? I mean, you conquered Cinnamon Pass, freaking.
Well, Concord is a bit of a stretch, but I made it across it.
You made Awesome. Going back to what Jason mentioned earlier, I do have the 39-tooth rear sprocket upgrade. We have a great video about that. And that video was made after the 16-tooth front sprocket video, which originally my favorite gearing on this bike was the 16-tooth front sprocket upgrade. But then after a while, especially after crossing Cinnamon Pass on the Trans-America Trail, I said, you know what, that might be a little too much of a reduction in RPM. I'm losing some low-end grunt. So I switched to the 39-tooth rear sprocket and put the 15-tooth back on the front, and I am loving that setup for this motorcycle.
They said there'd be no math.
All right, you ready to go under the seat?
Is that a euphemism? One of the cool things about having a YouTube channel is getting free shit.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Guess
All
what,
you have to do is ask.
guess what I'm getting in a week or so?
What are you getting?
A weed whacker. Seriously, a weed whacker. I'm going to do a motorcycle review on a weed whacker. Why? Because somebody's sending it to me for free. Why? I haven't a clue. I haven't a clue.
I just had a vision of Jason running around his yard with his motorcycle like a guy on a horse playing polo.
Oh yeah,
Swinging
that's
his
a great
weed
one.
whacker.
That's a great one. That's it. Well, it'd be left-handed, so I mean, I actually had the idea that somebody could just ride backwards pillion and you go really slow and.
Yep, there you go.
No, that's absolutely ridiculous. But what is also ridiculous is that people keep sending us free stuff.
I know.
Yeah,
We got a pile of free stuff we still need to review.
I know.
Speaking of which,
What did you get for free on the front of your bike?
we got the Innov H5.
H5.
Innov H5. They were helmet camera mounts. We decided that we stick with the Sena cameras. We really like the way those are set up. Even though the video is not the best, the audio is easy.
Right.
But I took that Innov H5 camera and I mounted it to my front crash bars, and it basically is functioning as a dash cam for me. So
It's constant loop.
I got that going for me, which is nice.
That's nice.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
Bill.
Yeah. All right, let's jump under the seat, shall we?
Okay.
Oh, speaking of the seat, I have the Sea and Sky, I think was the name of this particular brand, but it's an airflow pad seat cover. Love it to death, especially down here in the hot and humid South Carolina.
3 benefits. Do you know who they are?
Well, number one, it raises you up and lets a little airflow go under your butt,
With a little cushion.
a little bit of cushion,
2.
and rain.
Why?
Because
Because it doesn't cool up in that certain spot. It goes out and down below. And you mentioned offhandedly the third one, which was the seat doesn't get so hot. in the blazing sun of South Carolina and whatnot.
Very true.
So what was that? 15 bucks, 20 bucks, something like that?
Yeah.
It's invaluable. It's one of those tiny little purchases that are invaluable.
Yep. Love that. Great upgrade. Under the seat, I've made a huge modification. The bike comes with a bunch of little plastic dividers and fins and things like that that are just taking up valuable real estate. So I took my Dremel tool and I chopped all of those suckers out. So I got a nice little cavity under here for a lot of cool stuff. I'll start from the front. I do have my heated gear pigtails connected directly to the battery. Back behind here, I do have another options plug with the CB500X. There is another options plug under here, which is switched power. So connected to that is a little USB adapter, and that's what powers my phone. Just runs right up in here, and I've got my little cable for my phone, so when I'm riding. And behind that is a little first aid kit. Underneath that, I've got spare spark plugs just in case. I do have some gloves stuck in the little corners up here. I have some electrical tape. I have some steel stick, you know, in case you have get a major damage to your engine casing or something like that.
That's a good idea.
I have my tools.
Is that basically gummy JB Weld?
Basically, JB Weld for steel.
Right.
I have a knife.
You know why they say knife?
Why?
Starts with a K. You know why I say skizzers?
It's got C in it.
Because I can't say scissors.
You funny. And then in the very back here, I do have my Dynaplug set, which has an electric pump that plugs into one of my ports, and I can air up my tires and, of course, repair any punctures on the road.
Because you don't have tubes.
Because I don't have tubes. I'm tubeless.
You got your tubes tied.
Saving the best for last. Do you know what the most expensive upgrade was on this motorcycle?
The seat pad. I would know, but seriously, I would have to get. If we're taking like luggage into consideration, that might be pretty expensive.
That's pretty expensive.
But from a couple of stickers and some videos that we've made about your bike, I would hazard a better guess than that, and that would probably be front suspension.
Full suspension.
Oh, you got the back too?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Rally Raid Race Tech suspension setup for this motorcycle is unbelievable. Transforms the bike completely. If you want to call the CB500X a daily commuter, you know, an adventure-looking road bike, stock form, I could buy that. But if you put the Rally Raid suspension on this bike, it turns it into a real adventure bike.
You will be going where no other CB500X has gone before.
That's right. Now, I went with the level 1 upgrade for very specific reasons, and you can check all about that in the video that we did. We did a full install and review of the Rally Raid suspension on this motorcycle. There's reasons why we went with the level 1, but the level 2 I think would be even better if you have the seam length for it, the inseam.
He means if you're tall.
If you're not vertically challenged. Yeah, so Trinity here has been an amazing motorcycle.
She has served you well.
She has served me well, taking me all over the world. All kinds of fantastic adventures on this bike. Honda CB500X, it's built like a tank. Very reliable, 60 miles to the gallon, short seat height, very comfortable seat. I mean, it's just a very, very cool all-around adventure bike.
Did you realize that since I bought my bike in late 2019 that I have ridden about 20,000 miles in front of, beside, or behind Trinity?
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Zebra's had a bird's eye view of Trinity for 3 years. I'm really going to miss her since you're going to be